Hello. With Letecia Stauch in court, I thought it would be a good time to have a look at what she says when she's recording herself talking to Gannon the night before he died. I think it's revealing. There's no question about whether she murdered Gannon. Her defense team are going with an insanity plea, so they're saying that she didn't know right from wrong when she killed Gannon, and that she thought he was somebody else. They're saying she has DID, dissociative identity disorder. Maybe I could talk about that in another video. Let me know if you want me to. But also they're saying that she had a psychotic break. That's what they're calling it. Now, a psychotic break means that you're not in your right mind. It means that you're having hallucinations, delusions, and it also means that you can't think logically. So they're talking about her past, and again, maybe that could be another video that we look at her past and how she became who she was. But they're talking about her childhood as if to say when she killed Gannon, she thought she was back there again, that time was happening again. Her lawyer has said the person she was killing wasn't Gannon. It wasn't Gannon to her. No, she was killing the demons in her life from the dark depths of her childhood. I do think there's something very interesting about that if we don't take it to mean what it means legally. See, the problem is what it means legally is that she genuinely thought she was killing somebody who wasn't Gannon. I don't believe that's the case, and in this video I want to look at how capable she was of thinking logically and clearly the night before the murder. Letecia Stauch has said she made this video by accident, but I think that's pretty unlikely. The video to me seems very, very calculated, like she's really keen to put across a certain impression to whoever's going to watch it.
Initially, Scott, I can't lie when the TMZ information...
Gannon, I promise this is the last time I'm going to ask you. I'm just freaked out, okay? Are you sure you didn't do it on purpose?
So she says, Gannon, I promise this is the last time I'm going to ask you. I'm just freaked out, okay? And then she says, are you sure you didn't do it on purpose? But I think the first part of what she says is the most important part. When she says, I promise this is the last time I'm going to ask you, it sounds apologetic. It sounds like she's saying, I know this is annoying and I'm going to stop annoying you soon. Honestly, I am. That suggests that she's done something wrong by asking. And then she says, I'm just freaked out, okay? So she's therefore explaining her behaviour. That is as if he is in a higher position of power in both of their minds, you know, as if she's saying, here's my explanation, you deserve one, I'm sorry for being so annoying, but I'm freaked out, you know, I'm going through something, this is a problem I'm having myself. So do you see how she's putting the responsibility onto herself in the way she's talking to him now? It sounds to me very much like someone who is sucking up to somebody else, bearing in mind what has just happened. He is sitting crunched up on the floor. We notice later, you know, he's groaning and he seems to be in pain, and I think she has already lashed out at him physically, that she will have hit him by this time. This is after she's discovered that he has accidentally burnt the carpet with a candle. The next day Gannon was off school and the school was told he had a tummy ache. So presumably he wasn't in a physical condition that would allow him to go to school without what had happened the previous night being noticed. So the real power dynamic at this time is a little boy who's been punished severely and who is sitting in a corner, feeling very small, feeling vulnerable. And she is the one who has all the power. And she's putting across in the video something completely different. Now, I think the reason she's doing that is because she wants whoever's listening, presumably her husband, but I'm also wondering if at that time she was already thinking that law enforcement might hear this. You know, she may not have known if he was going to recover from his injuries. So she wants that person or those people to believe that she gets on well with him, that she's so kind that even when he's done something really bad, like burning the carpet, she is still giving him a lot of respect in the way she speaks to him. And for this to be effective, he also has to believe she's now on his side, because he has to sound convincing in the video too. And he's not going to sound convincing if he's scared of her. So I think she's thinking of that as well. This is what I mean about her being able to think clearly. She seems to be juggling a lot of balls in the air.
Are you sure you didn't do it on purpose? He did it. Okay, you promise. You promise. On purpose. Pinky promise. Pinky. Okay.
You don't say pinky promise to an 11-year-old boy. You say it to a little kid. So again, it feels like she's sucking up to him. It feels like this is all for the video. She wants to come across as someone who is motherly, has this strong maternal instinct, very protective and kind and warm, you know, all of these things that she isn't. And he responds saying pinky. I mean, he doesn't even finish the whole sentence, and I wonder if that's because he's in pain. It's really horrible to think about. But he's playing the role she wants him to, which is taking part in this conversation as if it's natural. No, darling, Mummy's making a video. This part of the recording is especially heartbreaking because you can hear his pain. You can hear him groaning, and it's horrible.
So, listen. All right, we're going to have to sell stuff to fix it, okay? So we figure out what we got to sell. We can sell the sofa. We can sell whatever, because we got to get it fixed, so lady. Don't be mad at us and kick us out the house, okay? You got it?
Also, she's manipulating him further at this point. She's saying, what are we going to sell? So she's talking about the possibility of selling the sofa. And to a kid, a sofa is like essential. Everyone has a sofa. You play on your computer games on a sofa. You watch TV on a sofa. So that would be unthinkable that they would have to sell the sofa. And I think what she's doing here is she's reinforcing what a terrible thing it is that he's just done. Because as long as he thinks what he did was really awful, he's probably less likely to go to his dad and complain about it and say how he was punished for it. Because he's just going to be so relieved and feel so lucky that she's now being nicer to him. She then starts talking about the idea of them being homeless. You know, that they would be kicked out if the landlady is angry. And so that's really increasing the gravity of the situation. I mean, to a ridiculous degree, because that's just not going to happen. You know, they would lose the bond maybe. And when I say they, obviously I mean her and her husband, or one of them, whoever's on the lease. So this is an adult problem. It's got nothing to do with Gannon. But she's making it his problem, even though she knows it isn't. She's making it his problem so that he feels responsible, so that he feels really guilty, so that he doesn't go to his dad. Something else this might achieve, at least in her mind, is that the person listening might think, oh, she was worried about losing the home. So if she did do something, you know, if she did hit him too hard or whatever, she was obviously really, really stressed out. She wasn't being herself. She thought they're all going to be homeless. And it might encourage somebody to be a bit more gentle with her about what she did. So I think she's, again, juggling all these balls in the air. She seems to me somebody who's fully aware of what she's doing. None of this can be an accident, you know, because it doesn't make sense. If she has forgiven him, if she is being kind to him, why would she start telling him they might be homeless soon? That the two don't fit together. This is all part of a manipulation of both him and whoever's going to watch the video. The other thing she's doing here is she's suggesting that they're going to fix this problem together. So there's a sense of them being a team. So she therefore can come across as somebody who wants to help him to fix something without, in a direct way, making him responsible, making him feel terrible, even though, of course, everything under the surface is very, very definitely geared towards creating that in him.
So, listen. All right, we're going to have to sell stuff to fix it. Okay? So we figure out what we got to sell.
It also gives the impression she's comforting him, even though she, in her mind, is faced with something really frightening. So that would suggest that, you know, no matter what's about to happen in her life, she puts the child first. So I think the overall impression she wants to give is that she's okay with what's just happened. She's behaving in a reasonable way and she's not overly strict or anything. She just wants to get to the bottom of it and to understand. And this is very far from the truth. It's very far from the kind of person she actually is. I think she wants him to feel some relief at this point, you know, that he was obviously in desperate trouble and now she's being nice to him. Because if that relief comes through, somebody who doesn't know what's just happened might think, oh, it sounds like they're getting on well. The relief is going to make him come across as more open, more comfortable, and as if they have a good relationship. And an olive branch, when a kid thinks they've done something really wrong, is going to feel amazing. It's going to feel like even though they don't deserve it, they're being listened to. So they're going to feel really grateful. So I think the reason she's doing this is to excuse whatever she's already done to him, to try and clean up the mess, in terms of, you know, what people might think of that, what he might say about that, and so on. It obviously doesn't work because the next day she loses it again and attacks him and ends up killing him. And she then goes and dumps his body, you know, puts it in a suitcase, again, thinking very carefully, knowing exactly what she's doing, and she takes it away and dumps it. And then, of course, come all of the lies, you know, what she tells the police, what she tells her husband, what she tells the media about what's happened to Gannon. So we'll see how the trial goes, and I will be putting more videos out about her. So if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe and please hit the notification bell. According to YouTube, I think only 5% of my viewers have pressed that button. Most people don't realize they need to. You know, you subscribe and you think, well, you're going to hear everything, but you apparently don't. So you have to hit that bell and subscribe, and then I'll see you in the next video.